Hey guys, remember to like the video and hit subscribe.
I just want to be on record saying that I am in favor of anything that decreases the political power of these teachers' unions, that decreases the power of people like Randy Weingarten, who use her position to further her own political ideologies and to make more money for herself. So yes, Randy, that is a long way of saying that money will be allocated differently. That will change, but it will be sent to the states.
So I don't think you're going to see a massive slashing as far as spending goes. It's really who does the spending and where. So I don't think you're going to see most of it go away. There will be somewhat of a fingerprint still from the federal government on education, and then the rest will be deciphered by the states and local government.
Which, interestingly, you seem to support, Randy.
States and localities run education. They basically, that's where 90% of the funding for education goes. They already run it. They should run it. The federal government should not run it.
Oh, I'm so glad we can all agree, Randy, that the state should run education, that the federal government...
She just said that they already do, though.
...with your $238 billion budget should not be running the American educational system. So
why doesn't she distinguish between colleges and universities and K through 12? Like these are two different educational systems in terms of how we treat them.
Maybe that faux emotional outrage that we just saw is really not about the students, but it's about you and your pals losing political power. So hopefully, guys, those insights from Ryan, that brief history about the Department of Education, Trump's plans, how that would actually work, hopefully that clears...
Wait, actually, I don't know the answer to this. In the United States of America, our teachers' unions, are those just K through 12 teachers? Or are those university teachers as well? Are they part of the teachers' unions? Teacher Union, United States. Holy f***. This website. Higher education. The American Federation of Teachers is the second largest teachers' labor union in America, the largest being the National Education Association. Are college professors part of the National, wait, what was it called? Education Association. Yes, they are. The AI thing does. The dedicated faculty, staff, and graduate workers of our nation's colleges and universities help students pursue their passions. By helping them advocate for safe working conditions. Okay. Where are my college professors at? Are the majority of college teachers also part of the teachers' unions? I've never really thought about it before. I'm just curious.
This up for you, explains why this is happening and what you can expect. So yes, things hopefully are going to change, but hopefully if this works the way that we want,
What do Republicans even want the federal government to do? It sounds like they want everything to be states' rights and federal government to exist just to remove rights of minorities like LGBTQ, etc. I don't know. I have no idea, bro. They just want to enforce. They don't. First of all, please don't ever say that on my chat again. Republicans do not give a about states' rights. Okay, that is not true. States' rights is a dog whistle for I want to get rid of like some federal protection. Always, states' rights never has anything to do with states' rights, because as soon as you talk about like a state's right to ban firearms or something, well now, whoa, the Constitution, the federal government, this is so important, blah blah blah. The conservatives don't give a about states' rights. They just care about They'll say states' rights, so they're trying to get rid of some federal protection or federal thing, but otherwise they want all their power. They want to be able to make it so that if you're in Texas and you order an abortion pill from Louisiana, that they can extradite the doctor and charge him with a crime.
And a Texas judge fined a New York doctor $100,000 for sending abortion medications to a woman in Texas where most abortions are banned. The same doctor faces criminal charges in a similar case in Louisiana, pitting the governors of Louisiana and New York against each other. Jerika Duncan talked with a prosecutor in that case.
We're prosecuting the doctor because she violated Louisiana laws for aiding and abetting and committing an abortion. Bottom line is, come answer the warrant.
Tony Clayton is the district attorney in Louisiana who filed the criminal charges against New York doctor Margaret Carpenter.
If the abortion crime were a tailor-made suit, it would custom fit the actions of Dr. Carpenter.
How much time is she facing? What's the penalty?
That's up to a judge. So it ranges from 5 to 15. It depends on what.
5 to 15 years behind bars.
Yes.
The doctor sent pregnancy-ending medication to the mother of a 17-year-old in Louisiana. The drugs mifepristone and misoprostol are illegal in the state, with few exceptions. Clayton alleges the mother forced her pregnant daughter to take the medication. He now wants the doctor to face a jury.
If you're innocent, Dr. Carpenter, then these 12 people down here would tell you you're innocent. If you're guilty.
This is my only one for today, so you have to give it to me. Hold on. You actually, I think this might be my best work yet. Butchie from The Wire. Actually, yes. Actually, hold on, we're pulling this one. This is what I need what did Ninja call it? Was it the boogie button? 58% yes. Holy shit, we take those.
They're going to tell you you're guilty. What's wrong with come and face the music?
New York Governor Kathy Hochul refuses to extradite Carpenter, who co-founded a group that has advocated making abortion medication available.
Just curious, is there anything that's like comparable to this, where if you, so like it's illegal in Nebraska to buy cool fireworks, I think. My recollection is that everybody would drive to Missouri to buy the cool shit, and then you'd come back to Nebraska. If you shipped something from Missouri to Nebraska, if you shipped those fireworks, could Nebraska try to arrest somebody from Missouri? Is that possible?
By mail, even to states where it's restricted or banned.
I will make sure that everyone in the state knows, keep your hands off this doctor.
This DA and people that support this are actually sick. I'm so blackpilled by the future lately. It's depressing and hard. Even want to participate in politics anymore. Based.
Governor of Louisiana, the Attorney General, the prosecutor we spoke to all say
you are not respecting law in Louisiana. What do you say to that?
I say I'm respecting the laws of New York. Am I supposed to make those subservient to laws in another state?
Governor Hochul signed legislation earlier this month expanding a New York law that protects doctors who provide medication abortion care outside of New York.
The Supreme Court may have to get involved in resolving a dispute between two states' interpretations.
Do you expect this case to go to the Supreme Court?
I expect that I will stand firm to protect this doctor, so she's staying right here.
And Jerika Duncan joins us now. Jerika, what happens if this doctor travels outside of New York and then gets pulled over or something for some reason?
That's the thing here. Governor Hochul said that she cannot protect Dr. Carpenter if she leaves the state. So this is a situation where the governor says, as long as she's here, she has my support. But if she steps outside, she very well could find herself.
Is one state allowed to extradite somebody for another state? Like, if, let's say somebody's from New York and yeah, you must be able to, right? Like if you murdered somebody in Texas and then you went to Washington could absolutely, I imagine, would absolutely extradite you to Texas, right? Of course they would. Damn, we could end up with some weird web where there's like a whole bunch of red states. Like if you're traveling, don't travel to these states because there's probably like 20 arrest warrants for you.
In a situation where she has to go answer those charges in Louisiana.
So then where does the case go from
part of the full faith and credit clause
here?
So because this is uncharted territory and we're talking about a case with these two contradictory laws, it could go before the Supreme Court. As you heard in the report, Governor Hochul saying she's willing to take on that fight. Also, Clayton, the prosecutor there in Louisiana, saying the same thing. But this is what some people did expect with the overturning of Roe v. Wade when you have so many states operating under different laws and different jurisdictions.
Jerika Duncan, thank you, Jerika.
Anyway, sorry. Let's get back to our...
So hopefully, guys, those insights from Ryan, that brief history about the Department of Education, Trump's plans, how that would actually work, hopefully that clears this up for you, explains why this is happening and what you can expect. So yes, things hopefully are going to change. But hopefully if this works the way that we want, fingers crossed, this means that students will be getting a better education. This means that parents and states and school boards, the people who actually understand their local students and understand what they need, will be given power again. And hopefully this means...
will be given power again. But you literally just said and agreed with her that states already have all the power. So what do you... I don't understand.
You seem to support, Randy.
States and localities run education. They basically, that's where 90% of the funding for education goes. They already run it. They should run it. The federal government should not run it.
Oh! Will be getting a better education. This means that parents and states and school boards, the people who actually understand their local students and understand what they need, will be given power again. And hopefully this means that our education system will stop being run into the ground by a small sect of self-serving bureaucrats.
But that doesn't happen because that small sect of self-serving bureaucrats have literally no say over state and local curriculum.
So in my opinion, this is something that everyone, regardless of whether you are on the left or the right, should be excited about. And if you are worried about this department being abolished in its entirety and that causing something that we've not planned for, according to Ryan, Republicans don't even have the votes to do that as it stands now to abolish the department. So maybe it's something we don't even need to worry about.
Congress has to vote for it, basically. He needs the 60 senators, and there's 53 Republicans, and I don't think most of the Republicans, not most, but there's a lot of Republicans who would not support abolishing the Department of Education. So a formal closing it down is probably not going to happen, but reducing its size and scope of what it does will probably, happen.
So again, support for your students is not going away. Protections over students are not going away. Aid for school lunches is not going away. The Pell Grants aren't going away. They will hopefully just be run by people who are actually involved in those specific issues. Hopefully the person that is now overseeing school lunches will be our...
Who would be more involved with Pell Grants than the Department of Education? What?
Way. They will hopefully just be run by people who are actually involved in those specific issues. Hopefully the person that is now overseeing school lunches will be RFK Jr. And hopefully this reallocation means that students' education will not just be increasing, but also their health will be increasing. And I also think that this could help spark fresh involvement from parents and students on the local level, because I want you guys to know that you actually have way more power than you think. Like, we really, honestly, do not have to wait for any of this to happen on the federal level. We do not need to wait for this executive order or for any of this to take effect to make a change. And the school system in Miami-Dade County in Florida is a testament to this. Just listen.
In some districts, like in Miami-Dade, which is a conservative majority school board, you're seeing dynamic changes. You're seeing Singapore math in the classrooms. You're seeing classical reading levels now, reading going to K through 3, soon to be K through 5. They're trying things, and when school boards are actually dynamic and have the ability to really make reforms, you're able to see big improvements in education.
I mean, all of that.
Then it sounds like literally anybody can already do this no matter what. So what does anything you're saying matter? So if states already have all the power to do this right now, you're just talking about giving them slightly less money. If Miami is already able to experiment with this and all the states can already do this, what the fuck are you even advocating for? Like, this is like, this video is so brainless. It's like I'm, what do you call it when people speak like crazy people, where they like pivot at the last word and they just tie it to something else? Like Kanye West speaks like this sometimes. Like, this feels like a Markov chaining together of conservative ideas about Department of Education with no respect for what came 3 sentences earlier. Like, this video is so unbelievably incoherent.
Things. And when school boards are actually dynamic and have the ability to really make reforms, you're able to see big improvements in education.
I mean, all of that is incredible. They are getting a classical education in elementary school thanks to what the school board is doing and what they are willing to try and implement. Another great example that Ryan talked about were the states of Mississippi and Louisiana, who had the best student rebound in the country, in the entire nation, post-COVID, because of the steps that the local school boards and local legislators took. In fact,
hold on.
The best.
Los Angeles students showed more improvement than any other state after pandemic. Dog, that's because they're like 49th in education. Yeah, when you're literally ranked last, of course. If I could train, you could put get Usain Bolt and 10 Olympic coaches with him, and then give me one fat dude, and I could have that fat dude improve 1,000,000 times more than Usain Bolt just because he's got so much more room to improve. This is like obviously such a stupid argument. What do you mean? Mississippi and Louisiana, these are like the bottom ranked schools for education. No
student rebound in the country, in the entire nation, post-COVID, because of the steps that the local school boards...
I'm just curious what this article says. LA students showed more improvement than any other state. Louisiana also ranked number 4 in average relative scores. What does that mean? States demographically adjusted performance on the 2022 Nations Report Card. What does that mean? Oh no. 2 years ago, the U.S. government released the first comprehensive look at student achievement in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. The results are well summarized by the Washington Post headline: scores fall coast to coast, especially in math, under pandemic's toll. The declines were the largest ever reported, and scores fell in nearly every state. Also, I like how we only know this because of federal research on education and studies that are funded by the government, right? What did they say this was from? A nonprofit research organization. So we're not going to have this data anymore, I guess. Wait, hold on. Oh my God. It's literally, this is literally referencing the Urban Institute, a nonprofit research organization, published its report on the 2022 National Assessment of Educational Progress, also known as the Nation's Report Card. The only reason why she can even cite this data here is because of research related to the National Assessment of Educational Progress, which we just read in the Substack, is a thing that's being targeted by, IS includes various subunits, including the National Center for Education Statistics, which is the main source for a ton of incredibly valuable resources to track national progress, including the Common Core of Data and the National Assessment of Educational Progress. Sorry, hold on. The top ranking states across the 4 tests, adjusted for demographics, are Massachusetts, Mississippi, Florida, Louisiana, and Texas. These states largely ranked well before the pandemic, but the analysis identifies several states where relative performance has substantially changed since 2019. I use student-level data available under a restricted use license from the National Center for Education Statistics to calculate demographically adjusted NAEP scores for each of the 4 tests in 2019 and 2022. For each test in each year, I measure the relationship nationwide between test scores and student demographics, including gender, age, race or ethnicity, receipt of free and reduced price lunch, special education status, and English language learner status. Interesting.